Hey guys, I have my Cowboys sideline hat on. I think you're seeing me mirrored. I'm sorry. I'll fix that later. It's late, so I don't want to bother with it right now. But I'm a game late, but I'm going to try and make some NFL predictions videos. I might actually do the same for college football, but I love football. It's one of the few things of the year that I actually look forward to. You know, it's my years. It's funny. The fall and winter of my years of my free time almost completely revolve around watching football and thinking about football. And then my spring and summer of my year almost revolves around me looking forward to football. I love it. Now, I live in Alabama. I'm an Alabama Crimson Tide football fan. Yes, very, very lucky for me. And I'm a Dallas Cowboys NFL fan. That's led to some jubilation and heartbreak, mainly heartbreak in my years of watching them. But I watched this guy named the Archfiend do prediction videos, and I'm not going to copy him the way he does it necessarily, but you can't really, a prediction video is a prediction video. So I might do this with college football. In fact, I probably will. But let's do NFL, because today, it's Sunday morning now, early Sunday morning. We have games. So let's do it. Okay. Browns and Bengals. The Bengals beat the Browns 31-10. Now here's the thing. Okay. All I'm gonna say is I knew the Bengals were gonna beat the Browns 31-10. You also have to take my word for it. Not really, but no, let me say this. I watched the game, and honestly, I don't remember how I didn't watch it closely, but I followed the score, and it was pretty close for a while, honestly. I mean, I give Cleveland some credit. Wasn't it like it was a one-score game in the third quarter, and I think Cincinnati just sort of busted it open in the second half, like late. But I think I don't know much about this game. I think the Bengals shut the Browns down in the second half offensively, and they couldn't do anything. But in the first half, it was pretty close, so I'll give the Browns that much credit. Okay, and for the record, I just typed in NFL schedule. You can't really see that, can you? On my phone, there's a glare. You might be able to see it on the video. It's just a bunch of random times. It's not in any order, I don't think. So it's going to be out of order, but I don't care. Okay. Bills, Dolphins. All right, this is going to be a very interesting game, mainly because these are two teams that looked good until they played the Patriots, and the Patriots broke both of them. I'd say pick them. I would typically say the Bills, but Miami played really, really well after they fired their head coach. I'm going to say Miami wins. I'm going to say Miami scores late to make it to the two-score games. I'm going to say Miami wins 28-17. I might be shooting a little too high for Miami, but I do think Miami's going to win. Okay, next up is Packers and at Panthers. Okay, Packers got embarrassed against Denver. I don't expect that to happen again. But the Panthers are undefeated, right? Here's the thing about the Panthers, okay? As an Alabama fan, I'm always going to have a little bit of hate for Cam Newton. But I got to admit it, the dude's played awesome this year. I do not think he's played that well in the NFL until this year. He's really done a great, great job. He's the only reason the Carolina Panthers are undefeated. I'm sorry, that team is not that good. And if you look, I'm not going to look right now, but I don't think they've scored all that many points in games. I don't think they've looked all that impressive. Although they have wins, so they're 7-0. But with that being said, the Packers are just the better team. They're the more talented team. They have the best, arguably the best player in the NFL. I would not say that, but for sure one of the top 4 or 5 best players in the NFL, and Aaron Rodgers. And okay, he's probably second, but maybe third behind, Brady, who's my number 1, and Dez Bryant. But no, but seriously, Aaron Rodgers is a phenomenal quarterback. He's not going to lose to the Panthers. I mean, could the Panthers win? Maybe, but I think Aaron Rodgers is going to be very, very emotional. He's going to be trying to make a statement after what happened in Denver. And like I said, I just question how good the Panthers actually are. I say Packers win 35-21. Okay. Next video. Not video. It's late. Next game. Jaguars at Jets. Okay, I decided to do this out of the blue because I don't care. There are a few teams I follow, but I don't look that much into it. But I don't know how Ryan Fitzpatrick is doing for the Jets. If he plays, I think the Jets are going to win. If he doesn't play, I think the Jets are going to win. The thing is what's that kid's name? Blake Bortles, the quarterback for the Jaguars. He's an interception machine. That guy is. I think Andrew Luck's actually leading in interceptions right now, but he throws a lot of picks, and that Jets defense is pretty good. They got torched by Brady, but other than that, and the Raiders, which is weird. I think the Jets are going to bounce back and they're going to beat Jacksonville. I don't think it's going to be too convincing. I'm going to say 24-20. There you go. Okay, next up, Rams at Vikings. It comes down to this. Rams. I think that's the team that Todd Gurley's on, who's been a stud. But the Vikings have Adrian Peterson, who's been a stud for a long time, and the Vikings have Bridgewater, who's one of the better young quarterbacks in the NFL. He's playing pretty well. What's the Vikings' record right now? It doesn't tell me the record on here. No, I clicked on a link and it took me to YouTube for some reason. Okay. I don't know what the Vikings' record is, but they're pretty good. I think they've won a few games, and they're a fringe playoff team, I believe. So I'm gonna say Vikings beat the Rams 21-14. Why not? Okay. Next up is Redskins at Patriots. The Redskins came back, like 20 points, I think, against the Buccaneers or something like that, and it was their largest comeback in history. And me being a Dallas Cowboys fan, I need every NFC East team to lose, so fuck you, Tampa Bay, for blowing that lead. Fuck you, Winston. God. Anyway. Hate Winston. Despite the comeback, sorry, Redskins, the Patriots are going to win by 35 points. 35 points. Let me see. No, 28. I'll give them 28. 52-14. That's my score. Wait a minute, that's not 28 points. It's a lot more. 52-14. Patriots are going to win 52-14. There you go. Okay. Titans at Saints. Oof. Ugh. Okay, here's the thing. The Saints beat the Giants in a shootout. Thank you, Saints. I mean, I guess that kind of makes us even for you guys beating us in OT earlier in the season. But I think Marcus Mariota is supposed to play, but it shouldn't make a difference. Looks like the Saints have really started to play better, and I'm expecting them to win this game. I'm going to say they win 35-21. So, and with it being a home game, that makes it all the better. I'll tell you what, the Saints, they're going to have a hard time winning their division, but the NFC is bad enough to where they might get a playoff. They might get a wild card spot. I haven't looked at the entire landscape, but if they keep playing the way they have and they keep winning games, they very well could, because there aren't very many really good teams this year. No, this is very interesting. Raiders at Steelers. Raiders ran all over the Jets, the New York Jets, last week. The Raiders are interesting. They're actually pretty good now. They've actually been playing much better football, and their quarterback, Derek Carr, I think his name is, he's apparently the real deal. He looks great. And then they got Amari Cooper from Alabama, who's been doing really well. Now looks like a great quarterback receiver tandem. But with the Steelers, Roethlisberger's back now. They lost a close game to the Bengals last week. They're going to want to bounce back from that. I don't think they're going to. I think the Raiders are going to beat the Steelers on the road. And I'm going to say the Raiders win 21-20. It's going to be that close, but I think the Raiders are going to pull it out because I believe in the Raiders. And I also like to see them. It'd be fun to see the Raiders good again. I don't remember them being good, but they're one of those former great NFL powerhouses. It'd be sort of like San Francisco. I want to see them good again. So I'll say Raiders win. I think they could win. but you never know. But they're not going to win this game. The Denver Broncos are going to win. And I'll tell you what, Andrew Luck has been an interception machine. And against this Denver Broncos defense, which is looking like the best defense in football, it's going to be a rough day for him. I mean, here's the thing about Luck. I think he's slightly overrated, and here's why. He has the potential to be very good. But until he proves he can be very good, we should not look at him as being one of the greatest quarterbacks. In my opinion, quarterback greatness is postseason performance and clutch performance. He's had clutch performances, but postseason-wise, he's not been that good. And honestly, in the regular season, he throws a lot of touchdowns, but he throws a lot of picks. He sort of, I never watched him, but sort of reminiscent of like a Brett Favre from what I've seen from Andrew Luck. And I don't know if that's a good comparison or not. Again, I haven't been watching football for all that long, but Andrew Luck also, he's been regressing like crazy. He started out, I think his best year was his first, if I'm not mistaken, and maybe his second, but he's been regressing. And then with Denver, his confidence is for sure shattered. He threw a pick at the end of the Carolina game that cost him the game. This could be horrible. This could be ugly for Andrew Luck. And I'll tell you what, if I'm the Colts, I'm not sure I wouldn't consider benching Andrew Luck. And I'm not talking about permanently. I'm just talking about temporarily, just so he can build up some confidence again, because he's spiraling out of control right now. And when you're a young player like that, that could really, really hurt you in the long run. You know, all these, you know, you see what I'm saying. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just realized I think these NFL games are in order correctly for times. I don't know why I thought they weren't. Okay. But I think Luck throws. I'm gonna say he throws 2 picks, and Denver scores 28 points. The Colts score 14, and those 2 picks will be the difference overall. So ultimately, I should say. So Denver has a comfortable lead, and the Colts can lose another game, but they're still going to make the playoffs because their division is so terrible. Okay, let me cover the Monday night game first before I give you my Cowboy prediction. Bears at Chargers. Hold on, guys. Okay, I can't see the records if I tap on the teams. God, Bears are 2-5, Chargers are 2-6. This is a pick'em game. Chargers have the better quarterback, so I'm going to go San Diego, and they're playing at home. I thought the Chargers might be a dark horse to make the playoffs, but they're not. Chargers win 21-17. There you go. All right, here we go. The Philadelphia Eagles at the Dallas Cowboys. I've gone back and forth on this. Here's my problem with the Cowboys, and you can say I'm making an excuse. Here's the thing. Actually, hold on. Since I'm done covering the games, let me look this up. And this might double the length of the video, by the way, what I'm about to talk about. But hold on. I'm gonna look up the Cowboys schedule and see what their scores. Okay. Now, I know the Arch fan in particular, and he's an Eagles fan, so he's a rival, so he's gonna say this regardless. But he says that, you know, us Cowboys fans, again, it's really late, we're just making excuses for losing these games. You can call it an excuse if you want, but I'm just going to read you these numbers, okay? We lost to the Atlanta Falcons in our first game without Romo, 39-28. We blew a 17-point lead, I think it was, at the end of the first half. If we had Tony Romo, we probably wouldn't have blown a first half lead like that. I'm not going to say we could not possibly have. So, but I do think the Cowboys would have won this game. If Romo was playing. All right, next up. The Steelers beat the Cowboys 26-20. Now that's a 6-point lead, but that happened in overtime. It was tied at the end of the game. Now tell me something. If we had Romo playing instead of Brandon Weeden, would we have scored at least one more point to win the game? Would we have scored one more point than Weeden? I think so. And you can say, well, if the Cowboys are scoring more points, that'll affect what the Saints do, and they'll adjust, and you never know what could happen. Yes, you're right. But the thing is, I think not only would they score one more point with Romo back, I think they would score more than 1 point with Romo back. A good deal more. I would say they would win that game by at least a touchdown if Romo had been playing. Okay, Patriots, they lost 30-6. Who knows what would have happened if Romo played? They probably would have lost. So that's a loss. New York, we lost to by a touchdown. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. one of those touchdowns was, I think the result of an interception. I'm not positive. I think it was. Give me the Cowboys with Romo playing again. We lost to the Seahawks by 1 friggin' point. Do you think Romo would have scored more than 1 point? Or one more point than Castle did? I think so. I'm pretty sure he would have. The point I'm trying to make is the Cowboys have lost 5 straight games, but they've all been pretty close. And they all sting, and they all suck. And now we have the Eagles. And we have the Eagles, then we have the Buccaneers, and then hopefully we'll have Romo back. Now, the NFC East is so terrible, and the Cowboys, they still have a very good shot at making the playoffs as far as I'm concerned, mainly because you can't rely on any NFC East team. But this game is huge for the Cowboys. This is not necessarily a do-or-die situation. Honestly, I don't think we're do-or-die at all until Romo comes back. We have to win games with Romo, but until then, I think we're okay. And we might even be okay when Romo comes back. The NFC East is that bad. But here's the thing about the Eagles. I said you can't trust the Giants. You really can't trust the Eagles. They go from looking like a world beater, like the second half of the Atlanta game, to just flat out sucking. They go from being a team that would rival the Romo and Dez Cowboys to being a team that is worse than the Cowboys without Romo and Dez. So you never know. And yeah, they haven't been able to win games. But I know the Cowboys haven't been able to win games, but here's the thing. The Eagles are heavily favored at home. Most people are saying the Eagles are on the road, I should say. Most people are saying the Eagles are going to win by a good bit. Most people aren't picking this to be close. I think the Dallas Cowboys are going to win. I thought about it, and I listened to what Skip Bayless had to say about it. And I don't always agree with Skip Bayless's opinions, but I think he's right about this. I think the Cowboys are going to be up for this game. I think they're going to be revitalized and rejuvenated, and I think they have this new motivation. They're playing their rival Eagles. They're being written off now by a lot of people. I think they're going to win this game. And it's not necessarily because I think this Cowboys team is going to play spectacularly. I'm expecting it to be about the same. But I don't think Philadelphia's that good. And yeah, they've had moments where they look good, but overall, I just don't see it. This Cowboys defense has been looking great. As much as I despise him as a human being, Greg Hardy's a damn good football player. He'll pressure Bradford. He might hurt Bradford. I hope he doesn't, but he might hurt Bradford. As frail as he is, I'm one to be talking about another team's quarterback being frail, but I don't know. This Cowboys team handled the Eagles pretty well. I don't even think the Cowboys played well against Philadelphia earlier in the year, but they handled them pretty well, score-wise and yards-wise. So I'm going to say the Cowboys win. I think they're going to be motivated. I think they're going to win 17-14. In fact, I think they're going to be up 17-7, and I think the Eagles are going to score a touchdown relatively late, and that's going to make it 17-14. And I don't pick my Cowboys blindly. I picked them to lose against New England. I didn't pick them to lose any other time so far, just because I think they're that good. And honestly, my picks wouldn't have been that bad because all their games are close. So you can say what you want, but I may be speaking with my heart, but I really do feel like the Cowboys are going to win this game. And we'll see if they do. Well, thanks for watching. And I might do this for college football next time. Might be a Friday night thing if this works out well, if my picks are accurate. Okay, well, I'll see you guys next time.